Happy spring, Cancer. I just got something in my eye here. Happy spring, and welcome to your March 2022 astrological forecast. So, planets are in a fellow water sign, Pisces. The sun is in Pisces up until the 20th. There's a new moon on the 2nd, and Mercury moves into Pisces on the 9th and just flies right through it, actually, and moves into Aries on the 27th. And then Neptune and Jupiter are already transiting in Pisces, and you have Pisces in your 9th house. Okay? So, I've mentioned many times before, having Jupiter here, it being the natural ruler of the 9th house, filling you with wanderlust while it's here, right? Okay, 9th house being big house of travel, but it's when Jupiter's here, it's like the trip of a lifetime that you've always dreamed of taking. Okay, a lot of times though, because this is also the house of foreign anything, foreign countries, people, languages, anything like that, different background or culture than yours, different philosophy or religious beliefs, opinions, anything like that. This is also social media and publishing, legal matters, and higher learning. Okay, many things, but it's the big house of adventure and exploration. Okay, so I would have to say that, now that the sun is here, it kind of really activated this Jupiter and Neptune together. This combination of these two planets together, I actually did do a video on this, so you may want to listen to that. It does bring out a very spiritual side to you, and a little bit of altruism in there, selflessness, charitable, okay? You could be one of those people that, I don't know, are sneaking Bibles into another country, at this time, or I'm pretty sure the Peace Corps is still around, Maybe you belong to some kind of group like that, or you are just doing something to, maybe you belong to the Red Cross even, or you're joining, you're becoming part of something, okay, possibly, not necessarily have to be, but you could be becoming part of something like that right now, okay? Now, Jupiter is actually moving kind of fast. Right, like this year, it usually stays a full year in each zodiac sign, but I guess because it was in Pisces a little while last year, you're not getting like the full effect of it. So it's actually moving in May into Aries, so it'll be moving into your 10th house of your career, which is like a really good placement. But I'm just telling you that if you wanted to take a trip, okay, if you had really been planning on taking a trip, it would be a good idea to maybe do it while Jupiter is still here up until May. Okay, I think it's like May 10th or the middle of May, Jupiter moves into Aries. So you still have a little bit of time here. If you're not going to take like a huge long trip, you could actually go learn something. It could be in person. This could be one of those times where you like go on an archaeological dig, or visit a museum that just is like breathtaking, whatever, there's just all kinds of possibilities here for you to do something that does have a sense of adventure about it, I would have to say, okay? Mercury and Jupiter here together, okay, the big travel and communication planets, I'd have to say, you're in contact with somebody right now, possibly, who lives at a distance. They could live in another country, okay? They could be coming to visit you, even if you're not leaving or visiting them. Around this new moon of the 2nd is when you could maybe even hear something at this time about a trip or a communication of some kind. This is also social media and, posting whatever online. It's also publishing, though, too. So you may have created some kind of online forum. It could be a newspaper. It could be a podcast or a YouTube channel, So this could really get even more attention right now, or a lot more traffic being driven to it, okay? Now there's also a full moon on the 18th, okay, in the sign of Virgo. In your third house is where you have Virgo. It's directly across from this ninth house of Pisces. Okay, so around that new moon, perhaps you're beginning something, or it's a new aspect of something that you're already involved in. Okay, but it's a new beginning either way. That's what new moons do. Okay, they make like a fresh start wherever they're transiting. But again, these being communication and travel houses, I'd have to say that maybe you might hear from somebody around that new moon on the 2nd, and by the time the full moon on the 18th comes around, you could be hearing something that could be like gossip, even in a way that you find hard to believe. Somebody could be contacting you to let you know something, some kind of news. Okay, it could be, again, long distance news, somebody in another country or whatever. You're not sure what the hell to believe. You have to keep in mind that you do have Neptune here at the same time you have Jupiter, so you don't want to go overboard, or overthink things, or make something a little bit bigger than what it actually is. Whatever, a mountain out of a molehill, anthill, whatever. So just keep that in mind. Anything that you learn at this time, don't let it blow up to something bigger than what it actually is, okay? So the big news, though, in a lot of ways, though, is Venus and Mars are still traveling together, okay? They are moving into Aquarius on the 6th, okay? Up until that point, up till the 5th, they're still in Capricorn, your opposite sign, in your 7th house. So this first few days there of March, you're still having an awful lot of contact with within your close relationships, partnerships, business, romantic, or even just like a close friend. You could still be dealing with a competitor or a pain in the ass open enemy, one of those people that just pushes your buttons and tries to get you to act up and all this stuff. But anyways, when Venus and Mars move into Aquarius, they're in your 8th house, where Saturn is already transiting, and Mercury will be here just up until the 8th before it moves into your 9th house of Pisces. So you still got like a lot of activity going on in your 8th house of other people's resources and money. And in fact, a lot of your contact with people, like since last month, in your close relationships could have been about that very thing. It could be about money or property that you may own with someone else, or in any kind of, let's say, even in a business partnership. Maybe this is the time to fold. Maybe you want out of that partnership. Maybe the business isn't going the way you would like it to, or you don't like the way it's being run, or you're always at odds with your partner as to how it should be run. Same thing with romance in a way. You could feel that, you're dishing out all the time, you're paying for everything. Something like that. They could have become a little bit of a burden to you, okay? Having Saturn, in your 8th house of endings and new beginnings. It's the big house of transformation, but it is the house of death. It's a lot of times it's not literal. It's the death to a way of living, way of thinking, way of doing anything, but sometimes, because this is the house of legacies and inheritances, and sometimes it is due to someone passing away, okay, that you are inheriting. And this could be one of those times, But someone doesn't have to pass away for you to inherit. They could actually just move away, even. Move out of your life. Because they have to, they're leaving, but they could actually be leaving you something also. That a lot of times the phrase, you can't take it with you, doesn't just apply to money. It could be furniture, anything that they have that, you know, they would like you to have. So this could be, you could be on the receiving end right now of not just one thing, but maybe quite a few things coming into your life that people are giving you. It doesn't even have to be just one person either. It could be just all of a sudden, you know, people are contacting you, asking you if you would like this or that, you know. So very, very nice. You could also, though, after, you know, these two planets, Venus and Mars, left your 7th house of close relationships, be benefiting from, let's say, like a romantic relationship that you got hashed out with this person while Venus and Mars was in your 7th house. So you got through all of your stuff together and you're both better off for it, right? You're maybe even closer. So now maybe that's what this is your partner is giving you access to whatever it is that they have, and that could also be money, okay? And vice versa. You could be doing the same for them, okay? So it works both ways. So the Sun, okay, moves into Aries on the 20th, and Mercury, it moves into Aries on the 27th, where you have where you have Aries in your chart as your 10th house of your career and your outer persona. This is your most public house in your chart. It's how you're known by reputation, professionally and personally. It's how people view you and speak about you publicly, okay? This is like mainly like your career, but if you don't work at all, you know, it is actually your personal status, you know, how you're known and whatever, okay, your clout that you have, okay? So you're getting a lot of attention right now. If that's what you were after, that's what you're getting. When the Sun is here, you're just suddenly like the topic of conversation. You don't even have to be doing anything. Okay, people just, you know, sit around and go, oh, I wonder what happened to so-and-so. And then that's how your name comes up, you know. And, you know, nice reminiscing about times that you all had together, whatever. Having Mercury here, though, from the end of the month into next, if you had applied for a position or even just expressed some kind of interest in a position in the past, even, it doesn't have to be the past, though, too. It could be like recently. You could be hearing about something like that right now, okay, like at the end of March into April. Okay, so if you were interested even in a new position, this would be the time to like look for something like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be a job or your career. If you were looking for a public position of some kind, maybe you have the planet Uranus in your 11th house transiting, okay, in the sign of Taurus. So this is bringing more unusual and unique and even esoteric kind of people into your life now. They're a lot more interesting or different, or what some people would call weird even, right? But they are turning you on to like new organizations maybe they've even created or that now you're a part of. So you could be heading one of these new organizations that is very unique in some way or other. It's not like all the other ones. It's very different. Okay, so the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Cancer on the 1st, 12th, and 13th. The best time to lay low, that's the 11th, 12th, and 13th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Capricorn, and those dates are the 24th, 25th, and 26th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, any kind of gambling or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 6th, 7th, 8th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. The best time for money is the 1st, 13th, 14th, 15th, 27th, and 28th. The best time for your career is the 4th and 5th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 16th, 17th, 29th, and 30th. So I would like to thank my subscribers for your continued support and for commenting and liking and sharing this video. And if you're new to my channel and you like this video, please subscribe and hit the notification bell also. You'll be notified each time I upload something. Okay, and check out Ask Me a Question in the description box below. It's for people who are only interested in knowing maybe one or two things about their chart. But if you would like to know more, there's a link there to my website where you can check out my astrological services. Okay, so I check out my weekly forecast though too. Okay, so I'll see you next week. Goodbye.